Welcome everyone to another Wizards pregame. We got Raymond Lyons here, Cardell Dudley Jr. and Wilson Tarpe Jr. The Washington Wizards tonight. They're taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Um, both of these teams coming into this game in search of their very first win. Keep in mind the stats that might come up while we're talking tonight. Extremely small sample size. This is the second game of the season. So as we go forward, some of these stats have a little bit more weight. That said, Ray, we'll start with you and then Cardell. Want to get you guys. Obviously, we know what the Wizards did the first game. Dallas, I think most people saw that game Dallas had with San Antonio when Wemby announced his intentions to start this season. That said, Ray, your thoughts as these teams come into this one again, each searching for their first win.
Yeah, I mean, we saw against Milwaukee, Wizards just got dominated inside. They're playing an even bigger team tonight, so that's going to have to be something front of mind, just to kind of just be more physical on the interior, and it just kind of starts there. And defensively as well, I just got to make their presence felt, man. The start that the Bucks got off to the other night is unacceptable. You can't dig yourself into a hole that early and then expect to come out on top. The Wizards aren't in a position to play from behind, and that's just the long and short of it. They got to come out with some intention and come out the gates firing. That whether that means getting stops and converting offensively. We brought up they only forced 8 turnovers last game and then scored 1 point off of the 8 turnovers. You got to make your presence felt more than that, especially with a team like Dallas. They got a lot of length, a lot of size, a lot of versatility, and it's already going to be difficult on both sides of the floor to execute. So you just got to be intentional with what you're doing.
Cardell.
Yeah, for me on the Wizards side, definitely they got to tune things up defensively. That goes without saying. For everything Ray just said, another thing they have to also do is keep the pace up. I think the Mavericks, part of the reason why they got beat so bad, even though Wemby was going crazy, was that they were experimenting with Cooper Flag at point guard. So that kind of threw everything off. That's tough to throw any rookie point guard into the mix, let alone one trying to show he's capable of playing the position. So, let the Wizards keep your pace up. They I think they're top 10 in the league, small sample size, I know, but top 10 in the league right now in pace. Take advantage of that. That shows there's still some kind of experimentation and confusion going on right now. Now, one thing I did see in that Spurs game against the Mavericks was that Ryan Nembhard came in there and was balling, and he's a capable playmaker or whatnot. So that might, and that's his strength as far as, running the team and making everybody around him better. So if Jason Kidd decides to go that route, then that can be a little bit different. But regardless, Bub and those guys, I'm pretty sure, are not intimidated by Nembhard, you know what I mean? So get up, or nobody for that matter, but definitely a rookie point guard. So get up and down and make those guys have to work. And that's how you neutralize the Mavericks' size and length as well, with Lively and Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flag. You keep them on the hills, you keep them running. Also, man, believe it or not, the Wizards are number one rebounder right now in the league. Keep that up. You're going to need it tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, the Wizards don't have Wembanyama. So I know Anthony Davis and all, they're going to be trying to make up for lost time, lost opportunities that they had against the Spurs. So you got to rebound at the same rate. Another thing, without an established point guard play for the Mavericks, they don't move the ball well. Their assists is down. I think they got 20 assists total, as a team, and that ranks right now 27th in the league. And they turned the ball over. They had 16 turnovers, which is 18th in the league. So those are some things the Wizards can look at trying to exploit to try to help their cause and try to win this game, man. But ultimately, once again, it comes down to the front court, and you can't ignore the guys coming off the bench that play in the front court for the Mavericks as well. It's not just, Lively and his impact defensively and whatnot as a rim runner and a lob threat. role guy. It's not Anthony Davis, who's all world, Cooper Flag, who's super talented. You still got to deal with PJ Washington. You still got to deal with Najee Marshall. Najee Marshall didn't have a good game. I know he's going to be on one. D'Angelo's Russell is another one. The hell, he might be the point guard. We don't know. Dwight Powell's still coming in. You know what I mean? And Clay, you know, Clay had a so-so game. You know what I mean? So they have a lot of threats. That's why it goes back to you got to be on the string defensively. You got to rebound, man. One, if you keep giving those second chance points, which is what they did against the Bucks, you're going to get destroyed. And then and it's not just like putbacks. They might get second chance points, and it's a crowd, throw it out. Now Clay's hot, and he bombed you from three. You got to get the boards, man, and keep the pace up so those bigs are constantly running, but you're not going against a set defense, and that's how you can destroy the Mavericks, man. So if they're able to do that, man, they have a chance. You know what I mean? And then guys got to step up, guys got to show up. You know, you need CJ McCollum. Got to do what he do. You know, you got to have that. You got to do his thing, man. They need him. Like, they can't have him be off. Like, him and Chris Middleton can't be off. You know, even with the youngsters, they're promised, but they still trying to figure things out. Even a year or two, Alex R, another test. You got the physical tools. It's a mentality. Just go in there, and just refuse to be physically overwhelmed, man. You know, there's no reason why. You know, I like the rebounding. That was big. He's a big part of the reason why the Wizards are number one rebounder right now. Kudos. I think he averaging 13. He had 13 that first game. Keep that up. But you're fully capable of averaging 15 to 20 points as well. And keep the shot blocking that he had displayed last year throughout Summer League. Get that going back, because you're gonna have your opportunities dealing with Anthony Davis and Lobby. They're gonna try to put you in a basket. So yeah, you know, there's no reason why he should be a 20 point, 10 plus rebound guy. And if he brings that consistently, the Wizards are a totally different team. So that's what I'm saying in the front court. Once again, that's gonna be the X factor, because if they don't bring it, unless somebody just gets super hot from the perimeter, from the guard play from the Wizards, or the wing or something like that, it's going to be a tough night, especially being on the road.
Yeah, and for everything you guys laid out, little 2 cents to throw in is I think another thing that the Spurs did a really good job was their ball pressure. It was outstanding, and they maintained that for most of the game. That's something with Washington. If they're able to, that's something you should be able to take a page out of their book. Up the ball pressure for all the reasons you just talked about them with the experience, experimenting at point guard, different folks having a nod, or we're not even sure who's going to have the nod tonight. That said, the ball pressure is something you can control. That's something you can control if you're able to maintain it. That's something that can help you swing a game. You talked about the rebound and all. Yeah, that was one of the bright spots from opening night. Maintain it. That's there to be had. Dallas, I think they only had 37 rebounds in that opening night loss to the Spurs. I think Washington had 13 offensive rebounds in the game in the Milwaukee game. Obviously, different teams and what have you, but continue to hit the glass. I know you guys touched on it. Those are boxes you can check. You're in control of checking those boxes. The same with the ball pressure. And you guys both talked about, I think, post game. Last game, don't wait to get hit. It's two teams looking for their first W. Be on the front foot, and not only just start on the front foot, stay on the front foot. That's something they need to learn how to do. Again, we talk about the 3-point line, something I think all teams have to deal with. You have to defend it well in this day and age. You will have you. Both of these teams shot over 40 or above in their opening game. So. Yes, they both lost, but that's what they keep on eyeing. You talked about those second chance points for both groups. If you don't take care of the glass, you don't get the stops, you don't keep it to one shot a trip. You talked about, I don't want Klay Thompson getting a second look at anything. That's just me. And it's more than just Klay. That's how games can be lost. That's how momentum can be swung, is those types of opportunities. So, anxious to see how things work out tonight in the second game. Did you guys have anything else as far as pregame goes?
A couple more points. Wizards, make your free throws. They shot 57% in the first game. Make your free throws. They're there for a reason. Also, goes back to my thing about pace. I had to look it up. I didn't have the numbers right in front of me when I spoke before. I know Wemby had a lot to do with this, but Dallas, points in the paint, they got destroyed 68-26. 68-26, man. I know Wemby had a lot to do with that, but that's it. I'm not saying the Wizards going to have nearly 70 points in the paint, but it's something there. You can be successful, clearly. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be physical. You just got you got to own it. I mean, you got to just run it. Fast break points, pace, Spurs, 31-8. 31-8. That's what I'm saying. Them big, I don't care how athletic they don't like running, though. They get tired of running. They get tired of chasing. Run their ass into the ground and Sog and run the floor. That's his advantage. That's how you neutralize not being a super physical, strong, just naturally strong big. Run the floor. He runs like a guard. Him and Bagley. So that's their advantage. But to do that, you got to rebound. So that's the thing they gotta do that. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard to run. You know what I mean? You can try to run off of makes, but more than likely people getting back and stuff like that. So again, it goes back to my original points with the pacing and the defense and stuff like that, and not beating yourself. Make your free throws. They shot well from the field, 46%. They shot well for three. You know, you make your free throws and defend better. You had a chance in Milwaukee. So just play solid all around basketball in all aspects of the game. You give yourself a chance, man. So they did some good things well. It's not like, I know they lost. It's not like they just did nothing well. They did some things well, but tonight's a different challenge, and they got to do that, man. And they had some advantages if they exploit it.
For sure. See, it didn't even register to me about the free throw line in game one. That is, again, another one of those things you can control. Ray, he used the word earlier, it's unacceptable. Yeah, like 57% from the line. That's not okay.
Hey man, look, man. It's a shock when you see Giannis doing dunks on everybody, though. You looking, your mind just mind on like, we gotta stop that. Oh shit, I'm missing free throws. Like, hey man.
Yeah, the biggest thing is as you mentioned, don't beat Dallas's get right game. Again, both teams are looking to get off the snide to get a win. You guys heard what both Cardell and Ray shared in terms of the boxes that need to be checked tonight, not only to get them a chance, but to walk out here with a W to return home on Sunday at 500 instead of, the alternative, which is 0-2. So we'll see how things go tonight. We'll check in with you guys after the game as always. What was his outlook? Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all then.